It was an awfully warm October day out there, John Smith.
Yeah,
I mean, it was toasty, right?
yeah, in fact, some places actually hit some new records today. Here's a look at today's highs. Albuquerque didn't quite reach a record. We were 3 degrees shy of the 81-degree record for today, but areas out to the east, check out Tucumcari, only 1 degree shy of 90 degrees this afternoon. That breaks the old record set back in 1950 by 3 degrees. So a 64-year-old record broken in Tucumcari. Santa Fe also hitting a new record at 78 this afternoon. 78 also a new record for Farmington. So we've definitely been looking at some warm temperatures across the state, and it looks like tomorrow we're going to be looking at another warm afternoon. For today, we have had a lot of sunshine out there, especially across the Albuquerque metro area, where we've seen not even a cloud in the sky, and it's going to be another nice day once again for tomorrow to wrap up your weekend, feeling a lot more like late spring than it does as we approach late fall. 78 the current temperature in Albuquerque. Lots of sunshine out there. South-southwest wind at 8 miles per hour. Temperatures across the north into the 70s now. Still in the mid-80s for Tucumcari. Down to the south, we're looking at temperatures mainly in the 80s here as well, although a few of the higher elevation communities a little bit cooler. 68 degrees in Ruidoso, 77 in Silver City. So if you don't like the heat, the Sacramento Mountains and the Gila, definitely the areas to stop by to get an escape from the heat this afternoon. Lots of sunshine with a ridge of high pressure across the state of New Mexico. You'll see that we have another storm system gathering strength off of the west coast. That's going to dive into our direction, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we're going to see a whole lot of action from the storm system. So for tonight, expect clear and cool conditions as those temperatures drop very nicely through the overnight, and then into tomorrow, another warm day. We'll start to pick up those southwesterly winds quite a bit, so it will be breezy to even windy across portions of the east. We'll be looking at gusts across the northeast and the northern mountains up to around 40 miles per hour. Then as we move into Monday, that storm system that was off the Pacific coast is going to be passing well to our north. It's going to at least bring in some cooler air. Could maybe get a couple of spot showers or storms over the northern mountains, but the cooler air is really what's going to be the story for early next week as temperatures drop by about 10 to 15 degrees, getting a little bit closer to where we should be for this time of the year. And you'll see that in your zone by zone forecast, starting off in southern Colorado, where tomorrow expect more sunshine. Temperatures very comfortable into the 60s for tomorrow afternoon. We drop back into the 50s to start next week. And we continue with mainly dry conditions. Over the northwest, winds south to southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures back into the upper 60s to low 70s. We do pull back those temperatures a little bit into early next week, dropping back to the low to mid 60s. Over the southwest, we'll be looking at temperatures into the 70s and 80s once again for tomorrow afternoon. We eventually cool down toward the middle of next week back into the low 70s across much of the southwest. For the southeast, lots of sunshine. Another very warm afternoon. Near 90 degrees in Roswell for tomorrow, and then back into the 70s as we start next week. Perhaps a couple of showers moving into our direction toward the middle and latter part of next week. Northeast, gust up to 40 miles per hour for the winds. Temperatures warm once again into the 70s and 80s. We do pull those temperatures back into the 50s by Tuesday of next week. Over the northern mountains, another windy day here with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We drop back into the 50s by Tuesday. Over the east mountains, we'll be looking at temperatures into the 70s, back into the 60s by Tuesday. In the metro, we'll see highs in the mid to upper 70s once again for tomorrow afternoon. And then we do start to see that cool down back into the upper 60s as we move toward the middle of next week.
Still a little hot, but looking a little more like fall out there.
Yeah, especially by the middle of next week, we'll definitely be feeling a cool off.